Hey everybody, Fradham here today, and we're going to take a look at Apricity OS. This is a Linux distribution that installs an Arch system, and it's one of those systems that claims to give you Arch Linux with an easy installer. I think this one's a little more modified than Antergos, but we'll take a look at it. I downloaded the ISO image with the GNOME desktop. They give you two choices on their website. You can either get GNOME desktop or Cinnamon desktop, and then there's two other choices which are development versions. So the stable, it's GNOME and Cinnamon. So I went ahead and chose GNOME. I usually do Cinnamon because that's the desktop I prefer, but I thought in this particular instance we'd give GNOME a try. So this is the grub menu. This is the first thing you'll see when you boot off of the live CD, and we boot Apricity OS. Okay, so this is what it boots up into. It looks like it boots up right into the installer without a live desktop. I did look at the Apricity ISO with Cinnamon, and Cinnamon just seemed to boot into a live desktop with an icon to click to install. So it looks like the two ISOs are a little different besides just different desktop environments, with this one obviously launching into installer. So we'll just go ahead from here. Select our language, hit next. Our area, it didn't auto detect it. I like it when distros use GeoIP to detect your location. I mean, it's no big deal, but it's just kind of nice when it automatically detects that I'm on the West Coast. Okay, so we'll leave our language, the United States, hit next. Our generic keyboard, these are all good for the defaults. BIOS, select storage. That's for drive. We'll do erase this. This will delete the data. That's fine. We can encrypt the system if we want. Encryption's good if you are worried about people getting into your system. It would require an encryption key to be entered when you boot up or to access the partition if you were going to use a rescue disk. I'm not going to encrypt for this particular case. It looks like it's going to use a basic single partition setup. Typically, I would like to have an option to put home on its own partition, which we've seen in other distributions. But I don't see this option here without going into manual. But I want to do the automated setup just to see what it does. Click next. What is my name? Fradham. What name do you want to use to log in? Fradham. What is the name of this computer? We'll call it Fradham. We'll just call it Apricity hyphen. Apricity is good. Choose a password. Super secret. Log in automatically without asking for a password. Wow, that's kind of interesting that that's checked by default. So this installer is not for the security minded. It says my password doesn't match. Let me try that again. I don't like that. I prefer that be an opt-in option, not an opt-out, because I really feel that you should have a login with a password on all systems. So I'm going to uncheck it. Use the same password for the administrator account. That's a little sketchy, but since most systems set up sudo and allow the first created account to have sudo access anyways, that it's probably fine. So we'll go ahead and hit next. Location, blah, 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 blah. That's the confirmation screen. Everything looks fine. Hit next, and it's installing and has splash screens. Okay, so it finished at 4:39 its time, so that was probably around 10 minutes, I think. I don't remember what I said the time was when we started, but it finally finished. I went out of full screen mode on my VM just to see what was happening, and if you run a VM, you'll notice down here there's a bunch of icons, and I could see that it was hitting the network a lot and the disk. So I think even though it said it was doing bootloader stuff, I think it was still downloading stuff off the internet. So it may have been a little misleading as to what it was really doing. Let's go back to full screen here. And that made it a little confusing, and I was a little concerned that it was hung, but it's not. So now I'm gonna select the Restart Now box and hit Quit, and that should reboot the machine, the virtual machine, and should give us our freshly installed OS. Now, here's the question. I guess we want to boot existing OS because technically the CD is still in there. So I'm going to select the second option, hit OK. Oh, it hung. Okay, so let's get out of full screen and we will power off the machine, and I will go in here and unmount that drive. Settings, if you're familiar with VirtualBox, then you probably know exactly what I'm doing here. If not, then I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going into the settings for the virtual machine that I created, and I'm going to go to the storage devices and then select the CD-ROM drive, and under optical drive I'm going to click the down arrow and next to optical drive there's a little CD or DVD looking icon. You click that and you say remove disk from virtual drive, and that makes it so there's nothing in there, and then click OK. And then we're going to go ahead and hit start. This is like starting up your computer all over again. Ah, there we go. Different boot up screen with a countdown timer. So we'll just let it boot. And it's not adjusting the display resolution. I'm going to go to full screen. So we'll click my name, my secret password, sign in. Maybe it'll oh, what happened? Sign in? Well, it doesn't seem to like my password. Oh. Sorry, that did not work. Please try again. And I wasn't gonna... Okay, see, that's weird. It's not telling me I'm entering my password wrong, except for when I deliberately entered it wrong. So I enter my password, and I hit sign in, and it's just going back to the login screen. So guys, this is not looking very good. So we'll click here again. Not good. Not good at all. Huh. See, that time I entered the password wrong on purpose, and I'm getting sorry that did not work, please try again. But when I enter the actual password that I remember typing, as a matter of fact, it's the one I use for all my virtual machines. Nothing. I'm really disappointed here. I was really hoping to review this operating system, and maybe we'll give it another try again. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to stop the video here and then try to do another install and see if I'm going to uncheck that require password and come back and try it. So I'll be back in a few. Okay, so I did a little bit of reading and I might have a possible fix for this. It looks like their last big update may have broken Apricity for VMs, and this fix may take care of that. So what I did was I went in to the virtual machine and added the CD back in, and I'm booting off the CD. So we'll be booting into the live system. It's going to want to install again, but we're going to cancel that and get to the live system desktop. And from there, we'll mount up the file system that we just installed Apricity on and make a config file edit. And hopefully that'll get us going. I did a second install and had the same exact problem. It's almost like it's not loading up the window manager. Okay, so from here we hit cancel, and this will get us a GNOME 3 desktop, a live system basically. So we'll go here and we'll load up a terminal. Okay, that's a little better. So now we got to do mount. Oh wait, we got to become root. Sudo su. Okay, no password required. Mount dev SDA1. That's the first partition on the SDA drive. We'll just put it in the mount location. So now we cd mount, and this is basically our installed directories, our root, our slash directory on the system we just installed. So we can go into etc, and then we go into gdm, and we edit vim custom.conf. It's giving me some theme error, I don't care. And then they say to do enable Wayland enable equals, hold on. Wayland enable enable equals true. Then we save, exit, and then we'll reboot. I'm going to shut down instead of reboot so that I can remove the CD. This will boot the OS up off of my virtual disk. Enter. And select my username, password, sign in. Still not working. Okay, maybe Wayland needs to be set to false. So we're going to run through this again. I'll let you see it from the beginning. I know this video is running long, but I just hate the idea of being defeated by software. So we'll go power off. Man, how frustrating. And this is supposed to be, like I said before, a real easy installation. But so far, this is earning a big thumbs down. And this video is going to go live one way or another, whether we can get it going or not, because I think people should see what a pain in the ass this can be. And it all could be related to being in a virtual machine. But I'll tell you right now, Linux has always run perfectly in a virtual machine, and every OS that I've tried to install, with the exception of early versions, really early versions of Elemental OS, have always installed with no problems. And cancel. Yes. Pull up the GNOME window and type terminal. We'll use this one so we get the bigger screen. Sudo mount dev sda1 to mount to /mount cd /mount etc gdm. I don't even know what this terminal is, but I kind of like it. And then in here we'll do vim custom.conf. Gives a stupid error. Let's change this to false. We could try turning automatic login on, but let's try one thing at a time. false. And we write it. Unmount. I don't think I unmounted last time, but it's okay. It unmounted on the reboot. Exit. Power. And then start. Fingers crossed, guys. Let's hope this works. Come on. Boot it up a little faster. Nope. Gosh. What a piece of shit. Oh, sorry. Excuse my language. It's been a while since I've had to go into boot into single user mode. And cancel. Yes. Terminal. Mount dev SDA1. Oops, forgot to mount point. / mount etc gdm vim. What was it called? Custom. Conf enter. Well, let's see here. Automatic login enabled. True. CD unmount umount /mnt exit. I'm sorry if this video is boring, but you know, I feel like you guys should know what can happen. And I mean, there's a possibility that I might not be able to get this going. Maybe someone out there can see what's happening and tell me what I'm doing wrong, and then we can reapproach this. But honestly, in all my years of doing this, and I've been doing this for a long time, this is the first OS that has given me a real pain in the ass about booting. Okay, see, that's just... What the hell? Okay, I give up. So guys, Apricity, first impression. It's a big steaming pile of horse crap. Thumbs down. Don't recommend it. If it can't be installed in a virtual machine, then they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and it's not worth your time or effort to even deal with this. If you want to run Arch, install Arch. If you want to run Arch without installing Arch, then I still highly recommend Antergos. That installs cleanly, detects video drivers, works great in a VM if you want to run a VM, and I've never had any problems with that one. So, as it goes, Apricity, you guys really disappointed me on this install. I was really hoping to give you guys a good review and give people another alternative for another Arch-based system to install, but it's not going to happen tonight. So that's it. That's my final thought on this. I've tried every trick I know to get this thing to work, and it's just not working. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of long. I'm probably going to edit some of it out and try to shorten it as much as possible, but I can see my time on my recording software that it's already pretty long. But at least you can see that I didn't just try to install it and it failed and I gave up. I made all the effort I could. I Googled it. It looked like I found the answer, and no go. Anyways, I hope you have a great night, and please give this video a thumbs up. People need to see that, you know, not all Linuxes are that great. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.